And I lived in Bangkok for 12 years, where I established a company called Tea and Fruits with an S. It's a double bag with one bag is tea bag and the other is dried fruit. You put the tea in, you add dried fruit, and you drink the tea and eat the fruit. It's tea and dessert in the same cup. I curated several exhibitions. I curated Pecha Kucha. That's an evening of speakers, originally Japanese, of 200, 300 people. I curated that. I curated exhibitions in the club, in the leading club, Coup d'etat. I was a judge in the social entrepreneur competitions. I did a lot of things aside to the tea and fruit business as a base. And here we come to a conspiracy theory. Awake. Help people awake a little bit from the matrix and develop their own free will. The school is called, you can pronounce that better than me, L'Accademia.
L'Accademia?
L'Accademia Koh Phangan. It's a school which I have about 30, 40 teachers already waiting for people who can teach one program or several programs about life skills, arts, and self-development, like 3 faculties.
Okay.
It's for adults and for children, for Thai, foreigners, and Myanmar.
Welcome to this new episode, and today I am here with Ido. How are you?
Fine, thank you very much.
Very nice. So Ido is a social entrepreneur who's been in Koh Phangan for quite a while now. So Ido, what is your story in life?
Well, I come from Israel, like many here. Second generation to people who were born in Israel. The grandparents came from Germany, Poland, Switzerland, and Moldova. Mixture of cultures, that's the Jewish thing in the 20th century. I studied acting, I was a journalist, a copywriter, and then at the age of 27, my family bought one of the biggest food companies in Israel. It's called Vita. Vita was a giant in the past, and we started to work there. I started as a first salesman, and during 15 years I've been working there. I developed the company, and mostly based on the brand called Rich Products. It's an American company selling $4 billion US, the world leader in non-dairy toppings, but not branded. So I branded it all, and I had refrigerators at all the supermarkets and really dominated the market. I'm always proud that I took Nestle and Unilever out of the market. It's awesome and elite. It was quite aggressive, which I'm not now at all. And at the end of it, we sold the company in year 2000. And then I traveled in Asia for about 7 years. I split my life to sevens. The 7 year, traveling in Asia, connecting high-tech Israeli companies to distributors all around Asia. For 7 years, every 2 months, for 2 weeks, I traveled in Beijing, Shanghai, Tokyo, Hanoi, Taiwan, Taipei, Seoul, Korea, and Thailand mostly, as a dessert on every round. And eventually I landed here like many of us, and I lived in Bangkok for 12 years, where I established a company called Tea and Fruits with an S. It's a double bag with one bag is tea bag and the other is dried fruit. You put the tea in, you add dried fruit, and you drink the tea and eat the fruit. It's tea and dessert in the same cup. So in the company I managed hundreds of people, and in Thailand I did like a one-man show, and then I had an assistant, and we sold in all the supermarkets in Thailand, and exported to Japan mostly, because the Japanese like this, what they call kawaii, like a cute thing. And at the same time in Bangkok, I was involved in the Rotary Club of Bangkok. I was lucky to get into the premium one, the first one, with a lot of well-connected and senior people, which is a very important hub. And I initiated social projects along the years. So that's my story. I just add that in between, after selling the company, I used to teach in Bezalel. It's the leading art and design school in Israel, and also in Korea, Hong-Ik in Korea, and Bezalel in Israel, Jerusalem, marketing and creativity. Because, you know, the creative people, I have my business background, and I add the down-to-earth understanding for the creative people, so they combine it and do things in real. So that's basically the first part of the story.
Okay, that's very interesting indeed. I mean, particularly your background, being part of this family that own this very large company. I mean, when I meet you, you seem like a very nice, laid-back kind of guy. So I didn't know you like I'm from a multi-millionaire family.
Not multi. Well, I'm not a businessman at all. I'm a creative. I just gained that experience, and I use it in order to go back to social benefits based on creativity and intellectualism. Because back in the family, I have two parts. One part is intellectual creative, and one part is business. So I was more in that part, and then I combined it, and now I combined the two.
I understand. And obviously, Asia is historically been a region of interest for you. Why Asia in particular? Is there any story why you were sort of fell in love with Asia?
I was attracted to Asia since I was a child. I'm attracted to the gentle style of Asians. I'm proactive myself, and I find myself very in comfort of gentle people. I become gentle myself and relaxed, and not aggressive. So I always was attracted to the Asian culture, the Asian people, and the Asian woman specifically, in practical.
Okay, sounds lovely indeed. And Asia is a very rich sort of culture. I mean, there's so many different ones, and you experience across the whole continent, obviously. And Bangkok, I mean, I've been to Bangkok many times, of course. And why did you like Bangkok in particular?
It's nothing about the city itself, which is not very attractive. It's the people. Thailand attracts a lot of interesting people. So is Koh Phangan, even a higher level. We know that. But you know, I was very active in circles. I mean, the artistic circles. I curated several exhibitions. I curated Pecha Kucha. That's an evening of speakers, originally Japanese, of 200, 300 people. I curated that. I curated exhibitions in the club, in the leading club, Coup d'etat. I was a judge in the social entrepreneur competitions. I did a lot of things aside to the tea and fruit business as a base.
So that was entertaining, it was interesting for you, that's why you stayed there for so long, right? That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. So let's delve into the main topic, so social entrepreneurship. Can you tell us a little bit more about it? So what is it?
Right. I mean, we are here in this spiritual island where the goal is to develop personally and spiritually, and it's about giving. When you are satisfied with yourself, totally not greedy, you know, you earn 1 baht more than you expend. That's my claim. Then you're happy about it. And I have a tendency, I use my creativity to invent things, and I can create businesses, and I use it for the benefit of all. Because, you know, when you give, you get. This is obvious for us, the Koh Phanganners. So that's what I did in Bangkok, and here I'm privileged, lucky to be able to do it in a bigger scale. Koh Phangan is smaller, but bigger because my intention, you may say, is to have a strategy which really includes the whole island. Thai, foreigners, and Myanmar, to help them in a social sense be better, like have businesses. In an artistic sense, initiate a lot of artistic, visual arts, performance arts initiatives. And on a personal level, develop and awake. And here we come to a conspiracy theory. Awake. Help people awake a little bit from the matrix and develop their own free will, which is key of the keys, I think. So help people. And by doing that, I established a school here. The school is called, you can pronounce that better than me, L'Accademia.
L'Accademia?
L'Accademia Koh Phangan. It's a school which I have about 30, 40 teachers already waiting for people who can teach one program or several programs about life skills, arts, and self-development, like 3 faculties.
Okay.
It's for adults and for children, for Thai, foreigners, and Myanmar.
Okay, so of course you're saying entrepreneurship is something that you experienced in the past very successfully, and now you want to do something which also have a very good sort of social scope to, you say, awaken people or make them more empowered towards personal development, etc. And I really like the fact that you're including everybody, all the communities of Koh Phangan.
Right.
I know that you've been, well, first of all, I met you because of the improvisational theater,
Right,
so I know your artistic side. But I also know that you've been doing some sort of meetups or some classes where you're teaching entrepreneurship or you're gathering people.
Right.
Can you explain more concretely what's going to happen with the academia? Because it seems like a very, quite a complex project.
Right. I mean, what I'm doing is I have no competition. It's a part of the giving and unity, spiritual. And in the past, I bragged, for, beating Unilever and Nestle, but here I have no competition. Like, I had a program at Orion, which I used to teach people how to build their own business in one session. We have several times give this program. I help them to find their own way, what is their passion, what they want, what they're good at. Because if you have the passion and also good at, that's it. It's a win-win. And to find it, and then I give them ideas, because this is what I can do, a lot of practical ideas connected to how to do it. And then they kind of flow with one, and I help them to start it and start the business without investments.
Okay.
And start making money, and after it's running, then you can get a little bit of investment. That's the idea.
So more like a service company usually, or a product company as well, or what kind of companies you've been working with?
Usually, I'm helping people building primarily businesses that are physical in the island, like establishing your food products or creating cosmetics, clean and with the cosmetics, or even if you have your own programs, how to build it, how to manage it, how to market it, sell it, and bring people. I had several doctors also that I helped, 2 doctors among them that I helped them, for example, they didn't cooperate with the hospital. They're here in the spiritual island, which me too, I'm not very fond of the modern medical system, but do not desert. They wanted to go to other directions, but do not neglect the huge benefit of being a doctor, but contribute to the community. There are another doctor who is doing that as well here. So, just for an example, tangible physical things in the island, mostly, in order to implement the strategy I was talking about of helping all the community around here.
Okay, very good. And what is your role? So you say in one session you can teach somebody on how to start a business, and then you become a mentor, or you become an investor, or what sort of role do you have in this newly formed enterprise or company?
Right. I mean, there is a Thai guy that I keep on doing with him. It's sort of a partnership. There is a German couple which I'm helping them building their own permaculture a little bit. So I continue with some people. There is an American guy who has a huge empire of real estate in the US. So I help him organize his company by structure, roles, communication, ideas. And, but this is a specific consultancy thing which I can have a little bit of income because he is, he is really helping doing quite a big business, very big turnovers. So basically all that. I teach basketball in the school, Naranaya, for some time, the children, because I like to teach children basketball, the basics. And the potential is teaching, talking about the academia part, the potential is bringing in people because this is, to teach, because this is an island of teachers and students.
Yeah, that's for sure, yes. And okay, so how is this project going to develop? You say you have some teachers already that are there on standby, so to speak, that have, so they teach different disciplines that can be useful for setting up businesses or developing
mostly
yourself?
life skills.
Somebody
that can hit pottery, somebody can learn how to build jewels, somebody how to build the house. I have Myanmar people that can help you build the house as well. I didn't use it already because I'm going slowly, step by step. I have a lot of things. So yeah, mostly life skills and arts, people who can teach, visual arts, which are art and painting and graphic design and animation, or visual arts, dance, theater, music.
Yeah. And okay, so how do you see this project developing? So you already started, of course, as you said, you already established sort of some companies or some small projects that are productive. And you have lots of contacts on the island. So what's the next step? Are you planning to have like a physical space where the academia is going to be built, or is going to be mostly you meeting people in the houses or at Orion?
Right. No, I have partners which they have physical place, but initially I followed my own consultancy to people, which is no need to invest. So every program is a profit center. For example, I had a program for children who create their own shirts. Mm-hmm. So I printed a lot of visuals and text. The whole table was full of that, and the children took it. And then a Thai teacher, which helped them to iron it and make it. So the children created their own shirts.
Okay.
And they went out for the shirts. Now the costs were not high because never greedy, but still the cost, the income was not high because I'm not greedy, but the costs were quite low. You rent a place a little bit, you buy the shirts, you print them, and the income covers a little bit more than that, and you earn a little bit of money and you share it with a teacher. If you have an external teacher, for example, in this case, the Thai teacher. So every program is a profit center, so you don't have expenses and only time. This is the only thing of my expenses.
Okay, very good. So it's virtual at the moment. There's no physical space, but this could develop in many ways. Yeah. So are you looking maybe to have someone else joining you in the future, so that you have a team of people, sort of taking care of different projects?
Yes, I'm talking with several people, and always partnership is my theme, and yeah. People will join. People already join. I have partners already, but more people will join. And obviously, it's a synergy of working with partners. Better to share and have a bigger business than concentrate everything by yourself and do that. Yes.
Okay, so if somebody maybe is an artist, or maybe they are on a spiritual path, they are a spiritual teacher of different sorts, and maybe they would like to have a small business, they have an idea. Uh-huh. Can they contact you, or how does it work?
Yes, they can. They can contact me through Facebook, they can find me, or the Accademia, l'Accademia. Italian writing is L-A-C-C, l'Accademia, l'Accademia Koh Phangan. They can write a message and I can happily assist anybody.
What they want to do. Maybe mentor them, or okay, that sounds very good. Uh-huh. Okay, so traditionally in this program we always have the final question, which is about the island itself. Uh-huh. So you already mentioned that, of course, you've been around a long time, and in Asia, in Bangkok. Koh Phangan, also you talked about Koh Phangan a little bit, but why do you love Koh Phangan? What is unique about this island to you?
Yeah, this island, and there's so many interesting people. And I think that attracted, a lot of them are spiritual, but not only, intellectual, creative, also business-minded people here in this island. I don't know of any other place today in the world that is so attractive like Koh Phangan. Even during the COVID, when Samui Phuket were down, Koh Phangan is always expanding. There's several alternatives today. You know, in the 60s you had, San Francisco, the Bay Area. You had London in the 70s, Paris in the 60s. But India, Beatles, but now Berlin in the last years. But today, the most attractive place for me is Koh Phangan. I think people go to a little bit to Bali, to India, to Pai in the north of Thailand, to Mexico, but this is the most attractive place for me. This is the hub, the center. It's not by chance that you can find a place here in Koh Phangan. It's really, there is a very big demand. Basically people interesting, or just tourists that enjoy the scene.
Yeah, it is actually booming at the moment indeed. Okay, but it's very interesting indeed to have people like you, coming and, with all the skills and experience and helping others and in a social entrepreneurship sort of context.
And spiritual mostly.
And spiritual as well.
Yeah.
So there is the personal development side, the spiritual development, there is the building a business, having an income so you can live on the island long term, possibly, yeah? And you can help them and you say, you do it because you love it. It's an higher calling. Of course, you can make a little bit of money. That's always nice, but it's not your primary drive to make money, right?
Right. The main reason for me to come here is, as I mentioned, we had our own conversation several times in the island. Is to help people wake up. What do you mean wake up? Well, spoiler. This is conspiracy. We are manipulated by the people in power. I use my business experience and I dare to look at the pyramid about how it's going up there and the shareholders up there, 13 families, through Vanguard company controlling everything here, manipulating us. And I help, but we can be not manipulated if we keep our free will. And if you keep your free will, which is, you have to be a little bit spiritual, believing that you have the light within you, which comes from the source. Some people call it God, some people call it the intelligence of creation, the power of source. But if you keep that, which is balance between light and dark, if you keep that, then you're free. And you're not manipulated. And you keep your health, and you keep your will, and you keep your freedom.
They can be seen through the eyes of a more awakened or spiritual person and seen as mystifying in some ways or another. And then if you can withdraw from those and find your real power inside you, then you can lead a better life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's, yeah. Phangan is a perfect place. I mean, from the very tangible physical aspect of you have so many people that you can talk to and so many programs that you can do. Sometimes a little bit, you may say not really deep, but still it wakes you like that. All those programs, yoga, meditation, obviously, and everything around of the wellness, including detox, and all those are really good for people to wake up. For me, I'm also using the understanding. I mean, the big spiritual, Buddha, or the big monks are also intellectual. You can also use, or the Judaism, or you should use your brain at the service of your spiritual development. I mean, you can get into a state of releasing and relaxing, but I use the physical reality, my capabilities, to understand, to help people understand and develop also spiritually, and then you can let go and be a little bit more relaxed. But use the intellect to use your ego in order to get rid of your ego.
Okay, so the philosophical aspect, so the mind, body, and spirit.
Yes. All
together in Koh Phangan. Well, Ido, thank you very much for sharing your very worthy cause and project, and thank you for coming, okay?
Thank you very much, Luca, as well.
Koh Phangan.
ครับ สวัสดีครับ